Neglected for years, the communities of Patterson, Turkine, Liliendal, and Cummings Lodge, better known as Sophia, are currently receiving a massive facelift that will benefit thousands. Hello, welcome to another InfoHub In Depth. In this edition, we tell you about the billion-dollar project that will transform the communities and the lives of those living there.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Starting from all this year, you got a lot of improvements. You know, you could walk more free, you could drive more free, you got more access.
Raymond Smith is referring to the ongoing works in the community that has already started to benefit the people of Sophia. The project is being carried out under the Central Housing and Planning Authority's Adequate Housing and Urban Accessibility Program and is funded by the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB. The works include the construction of 12 kilometers of asphalt and concrete roads, 10 access bridges, culverts, concrete drains, sidewalks, streetlights, construction of 2 play fields, construction of 100 core homes, while 2,000 persons will benefit from from improvement subsidies. All of this at a cost of $1.5 billion. Smith, like the thousands living in the various communities that make up Sophia, is enjoying the benefits of the government's mission to create sustainable communities. That is, neighborhoods with the basic necessities for comfortable living. A resident in the community since 1992, Smith said it is the first time something of this magnitude is being undertaken. Reflecting on what the area was like as it relates to access and what it is now, Smith was almost at loss of words.
You have to see it to describe it. You understand? You have to see it to describe it. Sometimes you might pay a taxi. A taxi might take, let me say, from Georgetown to Buxton or anywhere close to the East Coast, a little past Pleasance, it might take $1,500. From town, between $1,500 to $2,000, $1,500 to $2,000. But when you take a taxi from Georgetown to come into Sophia, you got to pay the same price as if you're paying to go till on the East Coast or way up the East Bank. And when you come in Sophia with the taxi, it only puts you off on the main road. And you got to paddle the rest through if it's a truck or a Harley or wherever to get to where you live. But now it's nothing like this. Now stuff could deliver to your door, because you got access.
Living in the community for over 21 years, Rahilda Glasgow also addressed the transformation the community is experiencing.
It's wonderful because a lot of people are able to bring in their building materials, right, to improve the standard of living. Right? Because for us, we didn't have proper roads, they had to pay a horse cart, and that would only bring in a few pieces of wood. Right, you can't get a truck to come in, like to bring in like a truckload of sand or cement or stuff. You have to bring it in, throw it off in either North Rumville or at the head of Dennis Street, and you got to pay on the horse cart. Sometimes it works out as double or triple the price you pay for the truck to bring in the building material. Right, so we're very thankful for the road because persons now will be able to bring in the materials, right, and fix their homes.
For decades, the people of the community lived without basic infrastructural needs. Now that the project is on stream and moving apace, the impact is already being felt by the residents. This is according to City Councillor and Community Leader Clayton Hines.
This project for this block of land has the people of Sophia singing the Hallelujah chorus. Hallelujah means celebrating this kind of project, because never before the persons who occupy these lands occupy them in an ad hoc manner. And the developmental need, infrastructural needs that were supposed to have been put in place to make sure that the people kind of benefit in terms of the quality of roads and other facilities was not in place. So now that this project has come on stream, the impact has already been have been felt by the people in this area, in the sense that the drainage problem, the deluge of water after the rains, those things are now to a minimum.
Similar sentiments were also echoed by community representative Andrea Marks. Marks has played an integral role in the rolling out of the project. As she attends scores of meetings, during her bit in fine-tuning the project for the community, Marks observed that the residents of the community are breathing a sigh of relief. Today, it was all worth it, Marks said.
If you look around Sophia, you will see changes. And people must recognize that for the past 4 years, there's a lot of change in this area, where we stand on this ground throughout. A, B, C, D, you could see it. And I want to say to housing, continue doing the good work. As leaders of this area, we will support you. We will work with you.
One of the factors that makes the project unique is the integral involvement of the community leaders. Deputy Director of Community Development Donnell Bess Bascom said community participation has been excellent, adding that more have been benefited from employment on the project due to the consultations.
The community leaders across Sophia have been part of this entire process from the very beginning. As a matter of fact, they have even influenced what was actually outlined in the operating manual for the program. One of the things that was really loud coming out of Sophia back in 2017 would have been the insistence on the residents of Sophia benefiting from employment from the project. And as a result of this, it has been included in the operating regulations for the program that 30% of the labor for the construction of the core houses especially must come from the Sophia community, and this will also be included in our contracts.
According to Bess Bascom, as the project continues, meetings with the community leaders are held regularly to keep them informed about what is taking place and what stage the project is at.
So we're already seeing that extensive participation, that extensive ownership of the project. We are meeting on a monthly basis with community leaders to update them on the progress of the project. They have an opportunity to also engage directly with the contractors and have their concerns and so on addressed. So this program is one, I would say, one of a kind in terms of the model that is being used, where the community is very much involved in what is taking place.
She also spoke of the construction of a community center, of which the community leaders played an integral role in its planning and design.
We are going to be doing a state-of-the-art facility in Section C, Guyana community facility, a new one, completely new from scratch, and the community has a big role to play in terms of contributing to what that facility should look like and what it should accommodate. All right, so we are really, we've been getting great support from the community of Sophia. The community leaders have been embracing this because they've had a chance to be a part of the decision-making processes as we move along.
Community involvement is something that is praised by City Council and community leader Hines.
Where the project execution ministry and the community are in constant contact. And that is a very good thing. No one in the community leaders can say they don't know, because there's an arrangement where the community and the executing agency are in constant contact, addressing the minutest of issues that affect the Guyana project.
Daddy!
Lead engineer on the project, Anthony Ragnott, shared details on what is taking place in one of the streets where work is being done. The street houses the Sophia Nursery and Primary School.
There is actually RC reinforced concrete drains to be constructed, road upgrades, revetment, and cleaning of the drains within the area, right? And approximately we are about 90% with the installation of the drain, as you can see. The revetment also we're about 90% complete within this section. The roadworks, however, we have, because of the base work that had to be done to accommodate the roadway, like for instance the construction of the drain and the revetment, we are now at this point of where we are now we're getting into the phase of road construction. But before that, we also have to construct the sidewalks.
Ragnorth said the works will not be conducted in an ad hoc manner, as there will be safety measures placed on every street.
Because it's at a school, we are installing the sidewalk here, the RC drain as you can see, and there will also be a linking bridge which will take us from section A to section B. We'll have road markings, speed hump, and the necessary signage, because as I mentioned, it is to a school where pedestrian will be, it will be a high level of pedestrian traffic on this road. So yes, we'd have the necessary safety measures.
As it relates to the construction of roads and pavements, Ragnorth further explained that the same measures will be applied throughout the communities where there are community centers or public institutions.
As it is done in this area, for the other sections, which is section B, C, D, and Commons Park, we are implementing the same measures and the same upgrade infrastructure work in those areas as well. And where there is a public institution and like recreation facility, schools, and etc., we're doing basically the same infrastructure work there, and also the same measures that we are implementing here would be implemented in those areas as well.
For Kevin Bunce, one of the youth leaders, the Patterson Community Center and the rehabilitation of the road is seen as vital. Bunce explained that the center is where young people gather to meaningfully occupy their time.
We're very thankful for that road being done because now it helps both the young and the old with a better access to the community center. Us youths, boredom is a big issue, and the community center is a place where we do our social cohesion sessions and we help one another find things to do. And not having access to such is a great deal. So we're very thankful for that project being done, and also they're helping us with some works on our play field.
Deputy Director of the Community Development, Bess Bascom, explained that the program is geared towards providing better living conditions for the residents.
In terms of improving access, that's one of the big things that the program will be addressing in terms of the quality of the infrastructure being upgraded. We are emphasizing creating linkages among parts of the community to ensure that there's ease of access across Sophia to social facilities as well. And that's one of the prioritization criteria when we're selecting which roads will be done.
Additionally, Ragnorth spoke of the impact the construction of the concrete drains is already having in the community.
In each section, we have because of the drainage, the problem with drainage in Sophia, we install a significant amount of culverts within each zone. Like for instance, section A here, we're installing 20. Out of that 20, 17 has already been constructed. In section B, there are 25 to be installed, and does almost 50% of those have been installed in section B also, and likewise in the other sections going on. But those are because the area that has been mostly with the most drains obviously had the most culverts. So basically, yeah, the culverts would enhance the drainage, and there's been positive feedback thus far, although we're not finished with the installation of the culvert, that the drainage has been improved.
The $1 billion program will also cater for the vulnerable and those who will be affected by ongoing works.
The safety of women in the community is also a major component under the program. Bess Bascom said that in crafting a plan to address the issue, Women were consulted to ensure what was created best suited their needs. Among the many measures to be implemented is the installation of street lights at vulnerable points in the community.
We would have also, as part of our widespread participation process, had a women's safety audit walk done in Sophia where women actually were part of the process in terms of identifying spaces where they felt vulnerable and providing information and suggestions on what can be done to help them feel safer. And these considerations were taken on board.
Recognizing that the ongoing works will have an effect on the lives of those in the immediate surroundings, measures were put in place to offset the damages. Persons were also notified ahead of time of the upcoming works so that they can be prepared for the impact on their daily lives.
We're also implementing the livelihood restoration plan under this program, which looks at ensuring that there are persons whose livelihood are affected as a result of the construction works and so on, that they're adequately planned for and compensated for the setbacks that they may encounter. We're also rolling out a program where we are notifying persons ahead of time of the impending impacts of the construction work. So if you are in, let's say, Street 15, and we are going to be doing works in your street next week, we notify you as to what is likely to take place and the length of time for which your usual activities may be disrupted. And our community leaders are also part of this process.
Just as residents in the community have been planned for, the CH&PA also has plans in place to reduce the impact the works will have on the environment. Environmental and Social Safeguard Coordinator Sunil Gopal details why and how this was done.
We know as part of construction works, there's going to be some amount of impacts arising from the works itself. For example, you're going to have heavy construction vehicles moving in. That's going to be a traffic issue. You're going to have some utility disruption. Some access will be impeded. You have bridges will be disrupted, so to speak. You have some amount of dust and so on. To minimize these impacts, what we basically did was to implement several environmental social management plans as part of our systems. So we're implementing traffic management plans, waste management plans, access management plans, emergency preparedness and response plans, and we're even implementing soil and drainage management guidelines to minimize all of the impacts I've mentioned as well as others. This is to ensure that basically our contractors, when they carry out the construction works, it has minimal impact on the biophysical environment as well as the impact on the residents.
To ensure that the standards are kept high, Gopal indicated that daily inspections are carried out.
We do daily inspections of all of our operations and we submit weekly reports. So we know exactly where corrective actions has to be made and where we can do more improvements, so to speak. That has been very rigorous and we're seeing very high compliance with our standards so far.
Several persons will also benefit from the construction of homes and home improvement subsidies. Deputy Director of Community Development, Bess Bascom, said that in 2019, construction for 50 core homes will commence and 300 persons will benefit from home improvement subsidies.
To date, for the Sophia area, we have completed a total of 456 house-to-house verification visits for home improvements and 87 house-to-house verification visits for core homes. These are the persons who would have been deemed eligible after the application period would have been completed. And we are currently in the process of having the beneficiaries selected, which right now is at the stage where the individual profiles are being prepared for each of the persons that score above 100.
The first phase of the works will conclude in March 2020 with 4 of the 6 contracts slated to be completed in November of this year. This should result in massive improvements in the lives of residents in those communities. You've been watching InfoHub in depth. Join us again next week. Goodbye.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush, enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.